Now see this question, which of the following is true? Three statements are given and we are asked to find out if any of these statements is true. So how to find it? So I already given you some set of properties earlier. So in any group, the properties that I gave you, they all hold true. One is cancellation property, and the property about inverses, the property about identity, all those properties, they all always hold true. Now I am going to use those properties to show that these are true. Now see this first statement, in a group G comma star. So they are talking about the group, therefore I can use all those properties happily. In a group G comma star with an identity element E, if A into A, if A star A equal to A, then A equal to E. So we are supposed to prove this. They are saying that A star A happen to be A, then we are supposed to show that A equal to E, right? And also they are given that E is the identity element. Since E is the identity element, if I apply it with the operation to any element, it doesn't affect anything, right? Therefore I can take this one and I can write like this, A star A equal to A star E. So since A is equal to A star E, because E is an identity element, I am directly writing it, right? Where star is some operation, I don't know, but then since it is an identity element, this particular thing is true. What is it? A star E is equal to A. Now I can apply the cancellation rule. So I have already told you that we can cancel from the left hand side or from the right hand side. So I am cancelling out from the left hand side. Then what did we get? A equal to E. Therefore if A star A equal to A, then I can say that A equal to E in case of a group where E is an identity element. Now let's look at the second one. So this one is true. The statement one is true. Second statement is in a group G comma star. These are dittos. So which means it is same. Again they are talking about the group. So I can use the properties of the group again. In a group G comma star, if X inverse equal to X for all X belongs to G, then G is an abelian group. So they are saying that if X inverse happens to be X for all elements, so if inverse of an element is going to be the same element for all the elements in the group, then the group is abelian. That is what they wanted to show. Okay, now we know this this property. What is it? A star B inverse is equal to B inverse star A inverse. Now they are saying that this, in this particular group, the inverse of an element is the same element itself, which means the inverse of this particular element A star B is going to be same. So I am writing the same. Just try to understand this. The inverse of the element A star B is going to be A star B itself, because inverse of X is going to be X itself. That is why A star B whole inverse, I am just writing it as A star B, right? And then we know that inverse of B is going to be B itself, and inverse of A is going to be A itself. Now A star B is equal to B star A. That is what we got. Therefore what can we say? So just try to follow the proof. Now they are given that it is a group. Now in a group, for any two elements A comma B, or in fact for all elements A comma B, it is always satisfied. That is why I have taken the property to start with, and then they have mentioned that X inverse is X. That is why wherever I have got this X inverse, I am just trying to place X, right? And then simply if I do this, I got it. So now we can say that it is commutative group, because this is what commutative group satisfy. Now you might get a doubt here. So how can we do this in the exam? So don't worry, there are very few questions which are like this standard questions. Now I am going to practice all the standard questions. So most probably you will get the same questions. You will not get too much different questions. Almost you will get the same kind of questions. So whatever rules are there in the textbook, I am discussing about every particular rule, every theorem, and I am trying to touch every theorem somewhere. Therefore all the questions will be based on that. So don't worry whether you will be able to prove this in the exam or not. If you can practice it now, you will be able to do it in the exam, because in the exam questions will be almost same. Okay. Now let's look at the third statement. Second statement is true. Third statement is again in a group, which means they are again talking about group. I can happily use the properties of the group. In a group G comma star, if a b star a star b whole square is equal to a square star b square for all a comma b belongs to G, then again we are supposed to prove that G is abelian. Okay, fine. Now whenever they are talking about square, what does it mean? In case of a group, whenever they are talking about square, it means that you have to apply the same element with this operation, whatever operation they have given it. It need not be multiplication. In general, you will think that it has to be multiplication. For example, if I am talking about power set of A, and if I say that the operation is union, and if I say x square, it means that it is x union x. If I say x cube, it means that it is x union x. For example, if you are talking about set of all real numbers and addition, now if I write a square, it means that a plus a, which means whatever operation is there, you have to apply it 2 times on the same one. That is the meaning of this square, right? So here let's say the operation is star, that is what is given, G comma star. We don't know what star is, it need not be multiplication. Now what about a star a whole square? It means that you have to take the element a star a and you have to apply the operation star between it. So I'm just writing it here, a star a whole square equal to a square star b square. What does it mean? You have to take the same element 2 times and in between them you have to apply star. So it is nothing but a star b star a star b. This is the meaning of a star b whole square equal to, what is a square? A square is, you have to take a 2 times and apply star. And what about b square? You have to take b 2 times and apply star, right? And now we know that this since it is a group, the operation star is associative, which means the order in which you apply the star is not going to matter. Therefore you can write like this, you can even write like this. Why am I writing this? Because we know that in a group definitely the operation is associative, so the order in which you change it, manipulate it, is not going to matter. A b b. Now from left side I can cancel out this, and from right side I can cancel out b. Got it? So what did we get here? B star a equal to a star b, which is nothing but the commutative property. So since the commutative property is satisfied, this particular group is abelian group. Okay.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral. which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.